80 years have passed since the liberation of the Auschwitz-Birkenau German Nazi concentration camp. The 27th of January is also Holocaust Remembrance Day. The remembrance of these terrible events is crucial, as some media outlets are already forgetting who led the genocide during World War II. They increasingly rarely mention Poles among its victims, yet some 6 million of our compatriots perished during the war. Hell, the most frequently repeated word in the accounts of Holocaust survivors. In the German concentration camp Auschwitz-Birkenau, every day looked like this. From then on, when the crematoriums and gas chambers were ready, nothing more happened here except killing. Those who survived this hell are fewer and fewer. That's why the memory of what happened at Auschwitz plays a huge role. Poland takes care of these places precisely so that the memory will not perish, so that it will not be extinguished, so that it will always be remembered, so that through this memory the world will never again allow such a dramatic human catastrophe, or more precisely, a catastrophe of humanity. In addition to the most important participants in the ceremony, some 50 former inmates of German camps, delegations from some 60 countries and international organizations were also present at Auschwitz. Missing, however, were key American politicians. I think this is, unfortunately, the result of various negative statements made by Donald Tusk about Donald Trump, about the US administration. Among those in attendance were the presidents of France, Germany, Ukraine, the Prime Minister of Canada, and King Charles III. All emphasized these words: let us remember.
Remembering the evils of the past remains a vital task. And in so doing, we inform our present and shape our future.
This is very important because some people's memory of the events of World War II is selective. This is how German portal Deutsche Welle writes about the number of victims in a German concentration camp. According to reliable information, by the end of January 1945, the Nazis had murdered at least 1.1 million people here, mostly Jews, but also Roma and Sinti and members of other minorities. Omitted here is the fact that more than 70,000 Poles, who were the second largest group murdered, also perished at Auschwitz. Deutsche Welle not only omits Poles as victims, it also points out that the genocide was carried out by Nazis. But who are these Nazis? This question was clarified at a congress organized by TV Republica in Washington by Rabbi Botik Shmuley, directly naming those who carried out the Holocaust.
To ci podli Niemcy i oczywiście, muszę to wyjaśnić, to nie byli naziści, którzy dopuścili się Holokaustu. Naziści nie byli narodem, który spadł z kosmosu, z innej planety i zawładnął sercami Niemców.
Holocaust survivor Edward Mossberg also defended Poland's good name at every turn. He made sure the truth about the Holocaust was not misrepresented. I blame the German people for the Holocaust, especially the entire German nation, because they voted for Hitler. If they hadn't voted for Hitler, there would have been no Holocaust. These words were echoed by the head of the Prime Minister's office, Jan Grabiec, who, however, forgot one very important point. Telling Germans that they should forget their responsibility for the victims of World War II or Auschwitz is irresponsible and dangerous. No political interest or no business justifies this. Then why did Tusk renounce reparations? The answer to this question came from Donald Tusk in July during Polish-German intergovernmental consultations. Chancellor Scholz says openly, and this is the advantage of this meeting, that in a formal and legal sense the reparations, from Germany's point of view, are closed. Scholz then proposed the construction of a memorial house in Berlin. This is almost nothing, because in a specially prepared report on the losses suffered by Poland as a result of German aggression and occupation during World War II, the damage suffered by Poland was valued at more than 6 trillion zloty. It must be said that this element of our historical dignity and international policy has been absolutely surrendered, and it must be said clearly that Donald Tusk has done absolutely nothing in this matter. The issue of German genocide and blaming the Poles for these crimes has always aroused a lot of emotion. Our editorial colleague, the late Paweł Zareczny, recalled a situation he witnessed a few years ago like this. The old doctor was standing surrounded by a garland of children. These children are 6 years old, 8, 10, 12, and a girl with a small doll. And I think to myself, Jesus Christ, there is a nation that sent these children to the oven. And I think to myself, there are crimes we can't forgive. We can't. Well, I don't forgive. More than 200,000 children were murdered at Auschwitz.